So we double the size of the number. Yeah. Again, for this support of the program. There are just a couple of things that we just wanted to go over with you quickly. Breaking bread with you all. If you haven't had something to eat tonight, please go ahead and have it. Thank you, brothers, for being on time. We had this good brother over here who was here at 4 o'clock. That's right. So we know the energy. Yeah. The energy is straight. So, brother, let's clap it up for you to get here so early. If you was in the building, and we happy to have you here. Happy to have you here. Brothers, we have to be able to show the organization that funded our project, which is very important, that you guys are actually learning something. So if you have not done the pre-assessment or the post-assessment, please stand, and so you can quickly take it, because we need everyone to go ahead and turn it in. I think last count we had like 27 dads, so we know we're missing like 13 people who have not completed it. So if you know you haven't, we absolutely need for this to happen, because that helps us to keep on getting funded over and over and over for this project. So we just wanted to do that with you really quickly. We have a lot of things to cover tonight. The amazing person that's in the back of the room, Talent Twyman, is going to be your session presenter for healthy relationships. And so she's going to get us started. But before that, we have some things that we want to cover with you and to make sure that you are good. Make sure you are good. So you all, while we are out of respect to some brothers who have already texted us and say, I'm late, I'm on my way, we want those brothers to be here because we have a lot of good stuff to give you. And you got those those boards on your table for a reason. So we want to make sure that everybody's here to hear the reason why we are doing it. But in the meantime, I just wanted to go ahead and just tell you a couple of things and just get the crew introduced that you're going to be working with. Once again, brothers, I'm just so excited to be here with you. I am a dad myself. Son was born 2.3 pounds 3 months early, suffered from traumatic brain injury, cerebral palsy, and currently on the autism spectrum. I am all about being a black father. I'm all about supporting black fathers, and I will continue to do it until I leave this earth. So I just wanted to tell you all, I'm so happy to see you, brothers. Thank you for being amongst other brothers who we are all just trying to be better men and better dads. I humbly serve as the director of the Black Fatherhood Blueprint Program. And so at this time, we're just going to have people go around the room and just quickly introduce themselves. I'll start here.
I'm Charles Shepard. I'm one of the dad advocates, I guess you could say case manager. And it's real simple. I'm here to just support you, man, be a cheerleader. Most of whatever you're dealing with, I've dealt with it myself. And so it's really just about us in a unified effort to trying to increase the quality of life. And I look forward to meeting all of you, but there'll be a certain few of you that will be on my actual, under my caseload in particular. And we'll be talking personal about goals and things like that, so we can, go through this journey together. Thank you.
Good evening, good men. My name is Lamar Davis. I'm one of the dad advocates as well. Born and raised here in the city, went to McKinley Tech from uptown. Super passionate about serving our community. Most of my work is involved in the school setting. I served as a school social worker and school counselor for several years, and now I'm transitioning over into this work. I look forward to doing this work with you guys.
Hi, my name is Jada. I'm the program manager for the Family Wellness Center, but I offer support for the Black Fatherhood Initiative. So you'll see me behind the scenes, making sure that the forms are getting filled out, of course, catering, and making sure you guys are where you need to be in order to be successful. So,
Yeah, man. She makes sure you eat every time. So, did you enjoy the food?
Yeah.
All right. That's Jada behind the scenes. Yes. This brother right here in the blazing jacket, that's Assad. Just introduce yourself, good brother.
My name is Rashawn Khalid Bey. That's how you pronounce it. You can call me KB if you want to. You call me Khalid Bey. I was in cohort 1. Just know that you are in a good program. And I look forward to seeing all you guys' faces until the end. I gave some of you guys my number. Feel free after the program to always contact me. All right?
All right. D.
name is Donald Stevenson. I serve as one of the dad advocates. Now I'm moving into a program coordinator role for the advocate program. So once you guys finish the 15 weeks and we embark upon the advocate component, I'll be the main point of contact for you guys at that point. Uh, and my main purpose is to serve as accountability partner along this fatherhood journey. There's no expert model here. We all subject matter experts. You know what I mean? Because that's what was decreed upon us when we was chosen to be fathers to whoever our children are. So we got the innate mannerisms to do what we got to do. Some, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, you got a tool in that toolbox and it's unused. You know what I mean? It's not best use. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to go through a process where we polish it. We refurbish that tool. You know what I mean? So you guys can be best dad that you possibly can be and go out here and change the trajectory of your life, kids' life, and community life. And that's our job is to be a supporting factor in that. Right?
Absolutely. To Lynn, and she's going to introduce herself formally under her presentation, but she is amazing. Cohort 1 loved her. She is your presenter on healthy relationships for these next couple of cycles. And then you met Brother Parad Tate.
Once again, before I leave, I am the director of Entrepreneurship Center, one of the founders of the Fatherhood Initiative Program. I'm also a dad of two, and really honored to be here with you. I'm not going to see you a lot, but I will see you at the most important moments through this process. One, we invite you all, those entrepreneurs, to participate in our entrepreneurship training program. Brother Gerard is going to pass it to you. If you talk to him, we will waive the registration fee, all right? This is an opportunity on Wednesdays, once a month, for you to get together with some of the business owners. Chef Rock Harper has a spot on 8th Street called Hush Harbor. And we get together and we do a podcast about business ownership. And you get to meet other business owners. And together we realize that business ownership is in us. We are entrepreneurs. Thank you all so much for coming. Give me a moment to speak, brother.
Okay, thank you, brother. Eric?
I'm also Eric Mims. I'm sat on some of you all's interviews. I'm the program administrator for the Black Fatherhood Initiative program. I'm also serving as a support with my team. Nice to see you all. I'm not a father yet, but I'm excited to support you all.
Yes. And you all, this whole thing started with an idea, and that idea came from our fearless leader. You all got a chance to meet her online. This is Dr. Hannah Tessima, who is over our Family Wellness Center where the Black Father Blueprint sits.
Meet everybody. Good to see everybody. We're so happy that you're here. I know we saw some of you, well, I saw some of you through the interview process, but I'm looking forward to meeting you all. And we have a larger group this time, so it's really exciting. So, welcome. It's a big day.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You all, I also want to state that there's another announcement that we want to get out really quickly. GWL belongs to you. So, brothers, I just want you to know that. It's just not this program. All of GWUL belongs to you. So, we actually have a career fair that is coming up on the 19th, right, T?
Yeah.
And you have to sign up. I want to go ahead and tell you, brothers, if you are looking, the employees that are planning to be there are hiring on the spot. So if you are looking for an opportunity, you need to upload your resume. If you don't have one, let us know. We can try to work with you, but you need to know that that is something that is available to you as well. We sent the link out, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to, we can send it out again because we want you all to actually participate. Jada, are we ready to roll? Okay. So, Eric, you controlling the slide? Well, brothers, once again, welcome to the Black Fatherhood Blueprint Induction Ceremony.
And we said Gerard?
Gerard, brother, you can introduce yourself really quickly.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Gerard C. Brooks, and I'm actually the Senior Outreach and Recruitment Specialist. So I've been active with you guys. We're excited to have you guys, and it's on right now, okay? 15 weeks go fast. So just let us know where you are, how we can facilitate and support you on being successful. All right?
Thank you, Gerard.
Also,
They're going to come to you.
good.
Thank you, brother. So, you all, we have parts of it that we could do, and a second part of it that we couldn't do because we had to go virtual because of the weather. But we're going to do the second part of the induction ceremony right now. So the teams that are participating in the induction ceremony with pens and bags, if you are present. Brothers, we wanted to let you all know that this was not a game, that this was a very serious matter, and that we induct you into the fatherhood program because we wanted to let you know that we thought you were special enough. So, brothers, let me go ahead and set the environment up for you so you will know what you are walking into. Brothers, we wanted to treat you like you deserve to be treated. That is the reason why there's stuff on your tables for you to be able to write your thoughts out. We also going to provide some other good stuff for you. So we're going to go over that in a few minutes for you to be able to get it. You all, we want to make sure not only do you have the colleagues out in there has the fly bag, has the fly jackets, but each one of you all will also get our custom branded book bag. That's for every single one of you, and inside of it, it has some things for you to get as well. So without further ado, next slide. Congratulations to this good brother. Put the whole good brother. All right.
All right, we got Harold Anderson.
Harold Anderson, where are you, brother?
With the name card.
Right.
Oh, you ain't get none of you?
Go ahead, keep it going there.
All right, Davon Billius.
Davon Billius.
Did I pronounce that last name right? Not yet.
All right.
Sad Milton Brown.
Milton Brown.
Nope.
Milton Brown.
Come on, Terrell Chisholm.
Terrell.
And brothers, it's okay to clap. It really is. This is not a game. Yeah. Terrell Chisholm.
You already came up next.
All right.
Michael Corcoran.
That's Coleman, right?
Coleman.
Michael Coleman. All right.
Mike.
We'll get it together.
Good to see you, brother.
We'll get it together. We'll get it together. G Bailey, Greg Carthon. So the significance of these pens, generally these lapel pens, hopefully at the end of this cohort you guys receive one of these varsity jackets, but the lapel pen is accompany the varsity jacket. Just a symbolic thing that you'll remember this whole brotherhood, and that's what we aim to create while we in here. We'll talk a whole lot about that as we move forward.
All right.
All right. Trenton Franklin. No. Yeah, he's not here. Howard Gardner. Nope.
Oh,
Next. All right, help me out. Norrell Gorham.
yes.
I pronounced that right?
Really?
Nope. That's Trent right there?
Right on time.
There you go, son. Yeah, Norrell go. He's not here. Next name. Timothy Hamilton. That's Timothy Hamilton. Nope. Darius Hancock. Right. Jovan Jackson. Breon Johnson.
Breon.
Steve Johnson. Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones. Marvin Jordan. Daryl Kennedy. Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis. Hey, Brother Hassan. Come on up here, Brother Hassan. It's my man right here. I'm not calling you no Jerry. Brian Little. Brian Little, you know.
He going to the paralegal program. He going to the paralegal program.
Anthony Love. Anthony Love. Oh, Big Ed, I know my man, he's not here. All right, Keith Martin. OG, what's happening, my man? Eric McNair. So,
Next.
Well, Theodis McNair. Theodis, alright. Ricardo, he's not here. Ricardo Miles, clap it up for him. Abu Monroe.
Whoa.
Miles Otley. My man right here, how you doing, bro? Michael Owen.
Mike.
Hey, Mike. Pleasure. Jamal Pennell. There you go.
My brother.
All right. Marcus Person. DeAndre Phillips.
Good to see you. Good to see you, too.
All right, there you go, sir. Okay, pleasure. Jordan Rivers.
Joe.
All right. Man, there you go. Got you. Herbert Johnson.
I'm happy that you're here, bro. All right, bro.
Herbert Robinson, my boy. We got Million Johnsons in here. Algebra Sloan.
Yeah.
Fernando, he's right here. All right, Fernando Smith. Next name. Isaac Tate.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody don't want their Reese's?
Michael Thomas. Right.
Mike T.
So,
In the building.
Leon Thomas.
Yes, sir. How you been? Good.
My fault, the third.
The third.
All
The
right.
third.
Floyd Tyson.
Lord. Handy bartering, I see you. Switch to Twix.
Wendell Rent.
Yeah.
Wendell.
Brian Williams. Brian Williams. Nope. Hey,
That's it.
that's it.
Congratulations, Corey, too.
Usually we do this at induction ceremony, but because of the snow, we didn't have it in person. So we're so glad and proud that you're in there now. Now you inducted, all right?
Yeah, in the program, brother.
Yeah.
All right. So, brothers, this segment is called "What's in Your Bag." Because some of us are like, "I'm in my bag. I'm in my bag." So I want to make sure that you know what's in your bag. First of all, you have this great bag. We would like for you to bring the bag back with you at every single session. Whether or not it's virtual online, you should have it on you. So that's really important. The next thing that's in your bag is the binder. I just want to walk through the binder with you. The blue binder that has baobab on the front. Baobab is a tree in Africa. And we wanted to make sure that you understood that that is what we're doing. We're growing and planting seeds inside of you that will grow like the tree we already know you are. So that's the reason why it's called the Baobab curriculum. The first page of the binder is your schedule. Brothers, if we make any changes to the schedule, we will contact you by email and hopefully by text. Yeah, we upgraded it, so we're going to hit you twice to make sure you got it. You all, the schedule is the roadmap for the program. So no one should say, hey, I don't know what's coming up next. Because we're going to be challenging you to know, if you're following your binder, you ought to know what is coming up next. So that's all of the sessions that are in the binder, all of the topics that we're going to be covering in the binder. So please make sure you hold on to your binder because it is your roadmap. We definitely want you to be able to call your dad advocates, but your dad advocates are going to continue to refer back to the binder. Okay? All righty. So the binder has all the sessions in there, all the PowerPoint presentations. If you want to read them ahead of time, you can. But we have wonderful facilitators that be facilitating on all these different topics. It will tell you when we have Saturday sessions with the concerned Black men and with ABC. And so, brothers, I just want to give you some love. Shout out to all the brothers who showed up this past Saturday for the first healing circle. So it's good to see you, brothers, and we hopefully will see you at the rest of them. Okay? So you all hold on to your binders. All right? Hold on to your bags because we will not be able to replace the bag. So if you lose it, you just have to chuck it, put it on in your own bag because we cannot afford to give you another bag. Okay? So I just want to make sure you have that. All righty. What also is in your bag is your passport. Just like you travel to different places around the world and you get a passport, you'll be traveling through this program. And you will find yourself growing as a result of being in this program. We will actually stamp your passport. Okay? So that's very important that you understand what's in your passport. We want you to be proud when you walk the streets and people stop you. When I say religiously, I wear my Black Fatherhood Blueprint beanie everywhere. And people, no matter, regardless of race, black, white, Asian, everyone just literally stopped me in the grocery store and they're like, I love your hat. Where did you get your hat from? I'm a dad. I'm a dad too. I'm a dad too. So you are in your bag. Hopefully you should have the beanie inside of your bag. If not, we're going to make sure you get your beanie before you leave. Hold on to that, you all, because drop that, people will be like, scoop, scoop, not tell you keep it moving. Okay, so make sure that you hold it on to your bags. Um, Also, yeah, your passport, if you didn't see it, it's that little blue book. Thank you, my brother. LT the third. This is what it looks like. And so you all, we stamped it inside of your bags. Inside of your passport. Okay? I'm always happy, and brother, you don't mind, thank you. I'm always happy when we do this piece because I collect these. You all, I believe in stop, drop, and write, and get it out of your head for a minute. Because some of y'all just like, I'm angry at her, I'm angry at him, I'm angry at the metro didn't show up on time. I'm angry that the shoe didn't have the store didn't have my size. I'm angry that, yes, you all. But back when I was eating McDonald's, I would go to one night. I went to McDonald's in Northeast, and I said, I just want some fries. The girl was like, we out of fries. I'm like, but this is what y'all do. So, friends, I love journals, and I love the fact that every single person should have a leather journal inside of their bag. You all, this is for you to write your thoughts down. Instead of getting angry, put your thoughts in the binder, in this notebook, because we want you to stay focused on peace, on peace, on peace. Okay? All right, you all, stress is a silent killer. And a lot of us walk around with a lot of stress every day. So we want everyone to get unstressed. So please make sure that you hold on to this. Sometimes some of the facilitators, how you doing, good brother? Welcome. We'll make sure you get something to eat and we want to get you in your bag. But this is also in your bag. Okay? Alrighty. You all, when it comes down to the schedule once again, if we have any updates, your dad advocate will be sending you those updates. If we have to make any changes, say a switch up and the weather's bad. So, brothers, I just want to go in a uniform around this, make sure we are good to go with this. All righty. How many of us, and I want you to tell the truth, because you're amongst family right now, so I'm going to be able to tell if you're lying. How many of y'all check your emails on a regular basis? Tell me the truth.
I don't.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you a secret. We can look at our open rate and tell how many people actually are checking their email. So people say, yeah, me, I check mine. But you all, if we got 40 dads in the program, we can check to see if we got 40 responses. You all clean out that inbox and make room for the Black Father Blueprint. Because we send you, yeah, brother, you want that seat over there? Yes, sir. All right, I appreciate you, brother. No worries. We're happy that you are here. And brother, your name is?
Yo, it's Teddy.
Theo the Teddy.
Yep.
So, this is important. All right, cohort 2. Y'all, we came here on a motorbike. Y'all serious? Come on, brothers. Come on in. And brothers, can we, yes.
There's spam or junk boxes too.
Spam and junk boxes. You all look for them because we send you stuff. All right? So you all make it a habit to check your email all of the time. All righty? Because we constantly are sending you things. All right? So any questions about the bag and the binders?
No.
Any questions?
No, I just didn't get my baby.
Okay. Raise your hand. Yeah. All right. 2 brothers, names. Okay. Name, brother?
Michael Owens.
Michael Owens didn't get his beanie. Can someone write that down? Who else? Michael Combs didn't get a beanie. Coleman.
Yeah, not Kobe.
Didn't get his beanie. Breon didn't get his beanie. Yes. Yeah.
By the way,
Wait a minute. None of the Michaels got their beanies.
None of the Michaels got the beanies.
It was a Michael conspiracy.
Yeah, I was trying to say, what y'all picking on us or something?
All right, we can go and get you guys. It's like 5 people. We can go upstairs and get you some more beanies. All right, because guys, we want you to stay warm out there. Yeah. Yep, we already know we need to correct yours. All righty. You all, the reason why we gave you the name tags is because we want you all to get a chance to know each other and your facilitators as well. So make sure that if you could bring that back, because you all, I got another good member back there, Carlos. He is here, and he is also from cohort 1, and he can tell you they know each other's names backwards and forwards. They call each other, they text each other. So you all, when you introduce yourself to the brothers at the table, please do. Please do. So you all, before I go into my brother's keeper, I just want to do a quick exercise with you as well. All righty. Brothers, take 2 minutes because it starts right here at your table. Take 2 minutes and just introduce yourself to the brothers that are at the table with you.
Everybody's in this room have their bag, right?
Y'all will meet me officially, but until then. Yes.
All right.
Age. You ain't gonna get me in that trick bag.
Not gonna get in the trick bag. All right. Now,
Your eyes.
my brothers, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna test your memory. Okay, test your memory. Can one person at one of the tables tell me everyone's name that you met at the table?
Nah, y'all don't count. They don't count. They came in together.
All right. The mics are in the building. All right, everybody give Mike one of the mics. Your undivided attention. Name all the guys at the table.
Herb, Mo, Teddy.
All right. All right. Anyone else? Yes. Come on, brother. Another Mike. The mic's in the building. All right, brothers. You got it? And Remy. All right, brothers. All right, I'm proud of you, brothers. I'm proud of you, brothers. And so we want you to get a chance to know as many people as you possibly can. And you all, I love the fact that you're creating space for other brothers who have just arrived in the room, because you could have been anywhere else tonight in any situation, and we're just so happy that you're here. So welcome, brother. Yeah, I'm happy to see you too. All righty, Eric, next slide. You all, let's go over a quick couple of housekeeping rules that are very important. And then from here, we're going to move into my brother's keeper, and from my brother's keeper right into Talen. But before I move into the housekeeping rules, so that we will be able to set the stage for peace, brother, because we need to set the stage for peace. The more information you have, the more peaceful you feel. Okay? So we want to make sure you have as much information as possible. When I started at the Greater Washington Urban League almost 9 months ago, I was inspired by this woman in so many different ways. And it was because of a conversation that she had with a friend that this was all possible. So I just wanted to tell you that there are times when you can speak life over something. Speak life over your relationships and your friendships and your life and your health, and Cause you know what, brothers? Sometimes some of us wake up and we say, you know what, today I'm gonna have a bad day. And you've already told yourself, bring that negative energy to me. Bring the foolishness to me. And every day she takes pride in making sure that we understand at the Greater Washington Urban League that in this building, peace shall remain still. And so she said, this is a program that I'm going to design for Black fathers in the Greater Washington area. So you all, you got a chance to meet her a little bit online, but please give some love to our CFO who created all of this, Kimberly Corbin.
I probably cry every time I get a chance to like see a group like this. It is true that I got into a debate with my friend who I went to FAMU with, and he said to me that he started the fatherhood program, and that he asked the father, "Well, you got to do it for the kids." I said, "Would you tell them?" I said, "Why did you tell them that?" I said, "Ain't that guilt?" I said, "That's not a way to motivate and heal and uplift Black men to make them feel guilty. And that's how they're gonna be." I said, "No." So we started a whole debate in the restaurant. Stayed there 2 hours. And I vowed from that point on that if God gave me the opportunity, and by the way, I've had 3 fathers in my lifetime, right? I had, can I say the real word? I can't say the real word. I had a hoe for a biological father. I had my second father was abusive. I watched my mom get her butt beat and go to the hospital every weekend for 5 years. And then my mom turned around and married a minister. And so he is the one who helped us, helped me, grow up. And he tried to get me to become a minister. I'm not going to become a minister. That's not going to be me. But one thing that God put in my heart was to understand what you guys go through and to judge me about what you do and to help you to fairly understand what happened to you, right? And to help you repair that in a way and in a safe space that daughters and sons get to have the full brilliance of you. And don't let that world take it away. We cannot let the world take our Black men from us. The one thing we know, the Black community is suffering because the Black community the Black family has always been under attack. We have to return the father back to his rightful place in the home. Somebody said the other day at a conference that I was at, when the Black father's not around, predators smell it. You heard me say it. It's real. Predators smell when you are not around. So, but this is about you. You have been through so much. You have been told so many things about who you are, and most of it, a lot of it, not true. We know how precious you are to us. We know how important you are to your family and your friends. And there's nothing that we would much rather do than make a safe space for your healing the way that you want it, the way that you want to function, the way that you want to speak. And so this is for you. It's not for us. So please, whatever you do, take advantage of every little thing that these guys offer you. And if it ain't everything that you need, tell us. This is for you. For once, this is for you. That's it.
For you.
And thank you for the honor to serve you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Corbin, as always. You all, we want for you all to be able to get to our wonderful speakers. So I just needed, oh brother, oh my goodness, bring her on in, bring her on in. We will create space. Yes. Second dad in our program to bring his newborn. Brother, we love you and we receive you, man. We love you and we receive you. And we're here to support you as you support your little one. You all, let's go quickly through these housekeeping rules. because that's important that we understand how we grow together. Huh? No. My friends, we have a support program. We don't have a bona fide licensed child care program. We provide a support program to dads. It's extremely important that you fill out the child care form because you all, we cannot have 35 kids show up on one night because we don't have the staff capacity or the space to take on 35 kids. So you all, we ask that you please, when the child care form comes out, that you complete that child care form because we need to know in advance when you're going to bring kids in the program. Brother called us and he told us, he said, do you mind if we bring my infant? And we said, absolutely. And as you can see, you all, we just daddies. And we gonna take her and we gonna make sure he can focus. The CAB assessments, knowledge, attitudes, and beliefs. Thank you, brothers, for filling out the pre-assessment. There will be a post-assessment during the fourth session. We need for you to complete it. Brothers, I want to quickly get into this. Attendance is mandatory. Say that with me, brothers. Attendance is what?
Attendance is mandatory.
Attendance is what?
Mandatory.
So, brothers, if you absolutely have to be absent for any reason, for any emergency, let us know because we have to stand in the spirit of accountability for attendance. We cannot have brothers missing 13, 14 sessions and like, I want to graduate, I want to put on the jacket, I want to get the bag, I want to be in the pictures. But brothers, you know, like I had to tell my nephew the other day, you got the company shirt that you don't want to go to work. You know, so we want you all to be fully invested in this, get each other's numbers, hold each other accountable. Our dad advocates will be here for you as well. And you all, before we get into Madame Talyn Twyman, you all, I just want to say quickly before we go over my brother's keeper, when you present, when we see you on Thursday, brothers, all I ask is that we lead with respect and we take care of each other with respect. If another brother is speaking, please let that brother speak because we want to hear everyone instead of just like, you know, you just like, hey, you know, my name is Leon Thomas. Nah, Leon. Leon is like, okay, we're gonna start this again. My name is Leon. But he gotta compete with 25 different people in the room. So brothers, as you embrace Talyn, we just wanna make sure you're there. All right, brothers, I did this for cohort 1 and the staff asked me to do it again with you as we begin to prepare for peace. Prepare for peace.
Prepare for peace.
Prepare for peace. All righty. I see we got an artist right here. Brother, let me tell you, I still draw stick figures. I can write them. So I'm gonna tell you, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna tell everybody, who did this, I'm gonna say me. Because I've always wanted to be an artist in that way. All righty. Brothers, I'm so grateful for Madame Kimberly Corbin and Madame Dr. Hunter Testament for creating space for this to happen. And you, I'm having fun with you, but this is a serious matter. All right. You all, you have boards. Let's put a 1 on that board. Put a 1. You need boards? Markers. And brothers, if you can share them, pass it around. Okay. All right, anybody need a board? All right. You got your 1? Everybody got a 1? All right, what you think the 1 stands for? Oh, wait a minute. You so locked in. Oh, you locked in. He said 1 stands for module 1. Module 1. Yeah. And so, okay. Now, some people think 1 stands for module 1. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Okay. Comma. So 1, comma. Put a comma behind the 1. You locked in?
Yeah.
All right, say locked in.
Locked in.
All right, put a 0 behind the comma. Locked in?
Locked in.
You good? He said, hold up, this ain't module one.
Yeah, accommodate. That changed the whole crazy.
All right, put a 0 behind the 0, the last 0.
People wasn't right now.
All right? And then put one more 0.
That's a thousand. Stop.
All right. This can mean a lot of things. I could have 1,000 reasons why I'm just so happy to be here with you. I could have 1,000 reasons to say how much, brothers, how much I love you. I have 1,000 reasons to be a better dad, brother. Thank you for bringing your infant. I have 1,000 reasons why I can talk to you about healthy relationships and being at peace. I have 1,000 reasons. But what if I told you that Greater Washington Urban League, if you bring your proof of your physical, that we would give you $1,000 for your wellness?
Shit, I can show you mine now. I just got it. My chart right here.
Would you do that for me? Would you do that for me? Would you do that for me?
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. If you're gonna do that for me, say locked in.
Locked in.
You're gonna do that for me for real? Can you actually give me proof of your annual physical?
Locked in.
Whatever you got.
Okay, now we're not talking about you had a lady friend of yours that touched all over you and you said my physical.
I got it 2 days ago.
That's what we're talking about. We want to know that you locked in from an actual doctor.
My doctor named Dr. Valiant.
Dr. Valiant.
Yeah. Dr. Ern.
You're Dr. Irv. Okay. All right. Tomorrow, you're going to get the name of your dad advocate. Now, the dad advocates are in this room. You're going to know who you will be assigned to. Friends, in order to get this $1,000 payment that will come to you on what we refer to as a PEX card, and you all, I'm so happy that my brother's here because without all this would not be possible. You all, we have staff people in the building who want to be good dads. Brian, I love you, man. Thank you for being here. Because y'all, Brian is the brain that's going to help y'all get this money. But Brian ain't giving nobody not $1 without proof. So there's no need for you to say, Brock, can I go ahead and get that 1,000? I'm gonna say, you got the doctor? No, I ain't got anything. No. That's not what we said. Okay, you need what type of physical? Annual. See, that brother's like, I have a baby and I know that. Annual. All right, we're not talking about, once again, you went and you put your arm in the CVS machine and you said, I'm good. And you got a reading from CVS. No. I need your actual physical that you have made possible. And you all, and brothers, I'm going to tell you this because we are an organization that believes in integrity. Yep. We are not looking for diagnosis, all that stuff, just proof. All righty, Eric, boot us up.
I don't think they heard. I don't think they believe you.
Give us a second. You all make our CFO feel better. Do you believe me?
Yeah, I can show you my
Oh, you
chart
out
right
there?
here. I could be your proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all. It's okay to clap for her. It's okay.
You want the proof? You want it on a printout or what?
I can show it to him on that app.
What kind of
This
doctor?
was just done last week.
What do you need from a doctor?
All right, Eric, do it up.
And it's
I need
George
to know that
Washington.
you had your blood test.
Oh, that's
And
right.
your blood test. I need to
I'll
know that
talk
you had
about
your
this at the
blood
end.
pumped. I need to know
Cute
that
to
you
Lynn.
pumped and had your prostate checked.
some of us ain't
Don't
coming
play with
back.
me.
And some of us ain't all the way there though.
I ain't there yet.
She told us,
I'm adding the prostrate to it.
but she told me you gotta be 45 to do that.
45 to get it.
So
All right,
45 and older.
Donald and you all, we have to get started. Okay, yes.
So before we get started, I just want to put like a strong emphasis or asterisk on it, right? It's an incentive-based program. All you dads signed up for this program voluntarily, and we respect that, we honor that, and we appreciate that, right? But incentive-based is based off participation. So wellness, we put a strong emphasis on wellness, especially us being black men. We shoulder a lot every day, and we put our health in our back pocket until we can't ignore it. We put an emphasis on it. So do the wellness check. Find out where you at as a man. Because other than that, you can't contribute to nothing if we ain't all the way right. So we really put a big emphasis and importance on that. So when we ask for those, you know what I mean, give us proof that you saw your doctor. It's cool. Like Ms. Kennedy, Dr. Kennedy said, we're not prying into your personal business or looking to see what's going on. We're just looking to make sure that you're on top of what you need to be on top of. And if you need help navigating that process, that's what we're here for. We're gonna help you find Medicaid, health insurance, help you pick out a primary care physician if you're not familiar with which one is a good one. We'll go through all that and assist you in that process.
What kind of documentation do you need?
You gotta prove that you went to
I mean,
that I had to prove that you went to
You got it?
all your doctors and say I need proof I understand.
okay.
Not that it was
This year.
scheduled, but that you showed up.
No, I just went there today.
With
everything.
That was already almost in your pocket.
So,
All
I mean,
right.
I'm just saying.
Brothers, all righty. You all, she's amazing, and I want you to, give her that love. You all, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, brothers, for everything. You all, we are moving into this presentation. You all gonna love her. You all find peace. Find peace in the healthy relationship that lives within you, the healthy relationship that lives within your children, healthy relationship with your co-partner, with your family. You all, it all starts with a healthy relationship, because I am my problem, but I'm also my solution. And so you all, without further ado, our partner in crime, my sister who is going to bring us into peace, Lynn Twyman.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all. It is so wonderful to be with all of you this evening. I ran from painting a house this afternoon. Forgot to change my shoes, so yeah, full disclosure. So my name is Lynn Twyman, and this program, first and foremost, as I always say, is truly a dream come true. A little bit of information about myself. So I'm the founder of a program called LASERS, which stands for Leaving Abuse, Supporting Everyone, Restoring Survivors. And the motto is targeting domestic violence holistically. So we'll learn more about what that actually means in these next sessions that we'll have together to talk about healthy relationships from the perspective of course, we're going to discover, for some of you the first time, what is healthy, but we're also going to look at what is unhealthy and then have something to compare that to healthy. Because a lot of times when we talk about relationships, we're always, we're flooded with a lot of negativity, right? From the news, from the media, from what we've learned in our families. And so you can tell me, and I can tell you what I don't want, but how many of us can actually articulate what we really want in a relationship and what that looks like and what does that feel like, right? Those are two different things. So with that being said, you see the outline here. We'll cover all of this in the next few sessions together, okay? So don't get overwhelmed by this. Full disclosure, I'm a daddy's girl. So this is another reason why I love this program, because my father pretty much was the one that raised me from the time that my parents split up. I was born in a middle class family. My parents split up when I was 10 years old. Only child. I've got half siblings, but didn't grow up with any of them. So we know each other un poquito, very little, right? Um, Something interesting happened though. Fast forward, like on my 16th birthday, my father ended up going to federal prison. So that's how I celebrated my 16th birthday. When he was released from prison, he was released without a conviction. And yet, that incident was a huge milestone in my life that I've never forgotten, and all the things leading up to it. Now, Daddy will be 79 years old this year. It took him 73 years to admit that he had emotional issues. 73 years. So when the brother in the back here brought his infant with him, I'm a crybaby. I shed some tears of joy and happiness for you and all of you that decided to put yourselves first tonight. My father's my hero. He's my Superman. And you don't want to wait 73 years to finally admit that you need help, right? So this program is extremely personal to me. And it's my goal to give you the tools that you need for the time that I have with you, not to help you, not to give you a handout, right? But to help empower you. Because at the end of the day, true healing is inside here. So before we get started, I'm a yogi as well. So I'd like for all of us to take a moment to do a grounding exercise. Okay? So breathing is extremely important. What happens if you don't breathe? Right? You can't think straight. Yeah, the ultimate result is death. So many of us are experiencing a slow death though, because we don't properly breathe. We hold our breath, we get over anxious, and then all of a sudden we're like this, right? And at the end of the day, long term, if you count up the amount of times that you hold your breath, that's how much time, like you're cutting your life short when you think about it. So fundamentally, before we talk about anything else, let's do a brief breathing exercise. So I call this the 4 count or the box breathing. And this is when we inhale for 4 counts and hold our breath for 4 counts or 4 seconds. Inhale, hold for 4, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4. And then you repeat the cycle over and over again. So what I'll do is I will count the first 3 cycles with you while playing the Tibetan singing bowl. And then the last count, I'm going to be silent so you can count to yourself. And then that will end the breath meditation, okay? So it's important because we want to create a healthy baseline for ourselves. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get done. And you'll be like, well, what does this have to do with healthy relationships? Trust me, it has everything to do with healthy relationships, especially when you're feeling triggered, when you're not in a good space with your partner, with your children, or a family member, or even at the job. So fundamentally, if we can go back to our breath, we reclaim our control, our self-control. And ultimately, without that, that's what leads to having an unhealthy relationship and something that we call domestic violence, okay? All right, so I'm going to close my eyes here for a moment as well, and I'm going to center myself, and I invite you also to close your eyes. If it feels safe, if it doesn't feel safe to you, you can keep your eyes open. And what you want to do is just take a moment to plant your feet on the ground, and soften your shoulders or relax your shoulders. You might want to do a few neck rolls just to kind of loosen up. And if you find that your upper back or your lower back is stiff, just kind of relax it a little bit, okay? Just relax. Try to be mindful of your body. Scan your body from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. And even take notice of how your fingers feel. Okay? And now I'll take a moment to play the bowl, and then I will count for you. Okay, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. This last one on your own. Okay. And for those of you that had your eyes closed, you may open your eyes. Take your time, no rush. Okay. So, how are we feeling right now? Does anyone want to share?
Relaxed.
Relax. Okay.
Eased.
Ease. Okay.
More grounded.
More grounded.
Need a hot
Tranquilo.
shower.
Tranquil. Yes.
Need a hot shower.
Okay.
Calm.
Calm.
Peace.
Peace.
In the moment.
In the moment. When was the last time you felt like that?
Every Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday? Okay.
I haven't felt like that in a while.
So,
I make t-shirts.
when you take a moment to breathe, when you take a moment to meditate, right, you're able to facilitate or empower yourself to have that type of peace, to have that type of calm, relaxation. So that's the first tool that I'm offering to all of you this evening, if you're willing to receive it, which is the ability to self-regulate, to bring about that peace through being mindful of your breath, through mindfulness. And again, this is extremely important because a lot of times we don't take enough time to slow down enough so that we can make good, sound decisions in our lives, so that we can continue to have a healthy relationship with ourselves and with others. A lot of people underestimate the ability to self-regulate or to be mindful or to be in the moment or to relax and to be at peace. And so that's actually a part of the lasers method, is incorporating mindfulness, self-regulation, trauma-informed awareness about domestic violence and healthy relationships, so that we can get to the next level of life, which is really just enjoying our everyday. Not chasing problems, not trying to fix issues, but really being present and in the moment to know and understand what we have to do for ourselves in order to be healthy, to do our health screenings, all these things that we're talking about, right? But a lot of times we're going in the motions because no one has taught us how to have a healthy relationship. So, welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next slide, please. All right. So, before we get into these questions here, how many of you can say that you had a healthy relationship with your parents? Mother, father. Let's start with biological because we know that, it can get kind of complicated with families. So, for those of you that can say you had a healthy relationship with your mother or your father, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Short-lived. It was short-lived. Okay. All right. Thank you. You can lower your hands. How many of you had a healthy relationship with a mother or a father figure? Raise your hand. Okay. All right. Thank you. How many of you, and again, if this is too personal, you don't have to raise your hand, keep it to yourself. How many of you believe you grew up in a home with domestic abuse? Raise your hand. How many of you believe that you grew up in a home with domestic abuse? Raise your hand.
I got a question. When you say domestic abuse, right? Is that just your parents or is that the parent to the child too?
It's either way, and we'll talk more about that, yes. So vice versa. Okay, all right. So, what is a healthy relationship? That's the first question. What is a healthy relationship? Anybody? No right or wrong answer. Yes.
Respect.
Okay, respect.
Open communication.
Open communication, understanding. Okay.
Compromising.
Compromising. All right. Trust. Okay. Honesty, commitment.
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Something that can't break.
Something that can't break. Okay. Vulnerability. I can't talk.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Accountability.
Accountability. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All those answers are correct. They're right. The one that I want you all to hone in on as we go through these lessons and in the future is this word called boundaries. Next. Who should we have healthy relationships with?
Mother,
Oh, mother, father, kids, grandparents.
Everyone.
family,
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Okay. Everyone. So, right? So, and then tying it back into boundaries, even if it means that we have to implement boundaries, right? Okay. Why are healthy relationships important?
Less drama.
Less drama.
Healthy relationships can go a long way.
Yes, they can. They can. You can kind of cash in on healthy relationships, right?
Yes.
Like through networking and resources.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Healthy relationships too. We wasn't created to be alone and do life by ourselves. So that's how we were created to be in a relationship with people, whether it's a friendship, a child, your family, whoever. So I think that it's important because life wasn't created to live alone.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Even dogs or wolves travel in packs, right? So healthier relationships are important because we weren't created to be alone, right? Access to resources, networking. It's also important for your health. For your health, because if you're living in constant fighting and violence and you're fearing for your life or what's going to happen the next day, that can affect your health. Okay, we'll talk more about that. All right, next slide, please. Okay, and so we talked about that. Who should we have healthy relationships with? A family member, a friend, schoolmates, colleagues, someone you're dating, partner, spouse, and yourself. Next slide, please. All right. Now, the relationship with yourself matters. Okay? How do we deal with life and promote self-care? So think about that. When you're stressed, when something crazy is going on, when life is just lifing, right? How do you deal with that? That's the first part. And how do you promote self care? Think about that to yourself, right? Hmm.
Doing what best fits you to soothe your mind.
Okay. All right. So, doing what best suits you to soothe your mind.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I've learned to separate the response from whatever the trigger was or whatever makes me cause a feeling. I think when I act emotionally very quickly, I
Mhm.
usually make the wrong decision.
Hmm. It's true. Because there's three sides to every situation or every story or every coin.
Your side, their side, and the truth.
Right.
You stop,
Hmm.
think, and what's the other? I just had that.
Stop thinking too.
Understand.
Hmm. Hmm.
Play music.
So, play music.
Sometimes in a hard conversation, you can, before you go to the next topic,
Hmm.
repeat back what the other person said, so y'all can make sure y'all understand each other.
Hmm.
You saying a bunch of stuff.
It's good.
Stop.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna say to answer your first question when I just really thought about it. So since I transitioned from prison to the street, I jumped right into being a dad. So I don't even know what I like because my life really consisted of work and dad and work. That's it. So I don't have time. Like I just went and got a haircut Friday for the first time in like 2.5 months because money's scarce. It takes time to really be able to take time for yourself. You gotta have money to really do that, especially when you have children. A lot of several kids. So I don't. This really the first time that I've really been able to sit down for me and even think about myself because I don't have an option but to take care of my kids. I don't have no choice.
Thank you. I mean, thank you all for your transparency this evening, right? The truth of the matter is, we run into situations like that as mothers, as fathers, as human beings, because in our society, we lack something called community. So when you have community, you'll be able to barter time to get to do those types of things, right? And so one of our goals is that hopefully all of you will find community and family amongst each other. So when you need that time to take a haircut or you need that time to do some grocery shopping or whatever the case might be, within a safe, trusted environment, perhaps y'all can help each other. Because this culture, and I'm wearing my royal beads right here. So I was in Ghana, and I was honored as a honorary mother in one of the communities in the Volta region. And one of the things that I realized going there is that they won't let you go hungry, even if it's just some jollof rice they're going to offer you, something, right? You're never alone. You're never alone. That you don't even have time to really think before somebody's asking you, hey, do you need something? Are you okay? Or just sit down and have a conversation with you and be like, hey, how's it going? Where are you from? What do you do? They want to know everything about you. They want to be interested in who you are as a person. Other black folk, people that look like you and I, maybe not so much like me because I'm part Asian, but you know what I'm saying. So, with that being said, and so going back to this self care piece, right? And then you mentioned something, brother, about finding ways that suit you. I know what you're talking about, but I also want to talk about the other side to that coin as well. Because all of us here in this room, we found ourselves engaging in unhealthy things at some point in our lives to do that self soothing. In the moment, it feels good, but in the long run, it's something so negative, so destructive that at the end of the day, if we told our children that that's what we did, they would disown us probably. Go ahead.
I'm glad that you said that because when I was in my interview, we had the same kind of conversation. I don't mean to like put myself on blast, but my mom passed away when I was 16. That was 10 years ago,
when she had passed away, I used weed as a coping mechanism. But 10 years later, I feel like it just blocked out my real emotions from the world. So now I'm trying to get back in tune with real life.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And one thing that I want to make mention of is going back to safe space. This is a safe space, right? I think all of you had to sign confidentiality forms too. Another reason why this breath meditation is so important is because remember that peace that you felt, some of you, that relaxation, or maybe you might have felt a little bit weird, like, okay, I haven't had this time to myself and I don't remember when, and this feels weird. But if you remember that feeling, and then when you start getting agitated or triggered by another person, because it's typically people that, agitate us, if you go back to how you felt tonight, use that as your baseline to be like, okay, that's healthy. Because remember, I said we're going to talk about the healthy stuff, the unhealthy stuff, and then understand how to create and know the difference between the two. Because sometimes how unhealthy can feel like healthy because we're so used to doing all those unhealthy things to self-soothe ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, what old brother man was saying about just work and baby girl, I was just like that. Now I'm finding time for myself. Now when I'm with her, I find time with her. Like I call it daddy daughter time. So I had that time to build around her to show her that it's more of me. Even though it's work right there, make time for yourself too. Even when you don't have baby girl, make time for yourself. Take a walk, go for a jog, hit a gym, go to a cafe. Just find time for yourself. Even when you got baby girl or when you don't got baby girl, you say it's baby girl and work. Make time for yourself. Sometimes you can just go for a nice breeze and clear your head. Just like you said, you went for a haircut. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do now.
My kids go to work with me. Like, these my coworkers right here. Like, I'm real now. When people don't see me with my kids, they think something wrong. Like, that's how I be. Like, that's really what it is. Like, I was fortunate to get a job. I found a job that was going to be able to accommodate the fact that I always got my kids. And I was able to do that.
So just as important as it is to breathe, to pay the bills, do all the eat, sleep, it's important to make that time for yourself. And that's important if you want to maintain healthy relationships. And I'll tell you a somewhat personal story.
What about if you're in survival mode?
Yep, we're
All
gonna
that
talk.
really doesn't matter.
We're gonna.
Time that you need for yourself, because that's time that you can use to work. It's time that you can use to do something that's going to put food on or money in your account. That's how I used to function was in survival mode. And you're really willing to do anything just to get a check or get paper.
Right.
Yeah, even if you grew up middle class, you still middle class. In this country, America specifically, you're like one check away from being homeless, right?
Yep.
So when you're in survival mode, how do you? Well, I kind of know now, but like, how do you still function in that mindset? It's kind of difficult.
It is difficult, and this is a part of the retraining. This is a part of reclaiming our autonomy, right? So it used to be when I started the meditation process, and I'm going somewhere with this. I used to get sleepy. I used to start itching all of a sudden, all of a sudden I would have to yawn, burp, all this other stuff. I'm like, I didn't have to do this until I started focusing on myself. This was my body saying, hey, this is different. Like, what are you doing? Like, we're supposed to be up and moving. We're supposed to be busy doing something. Now, fast forward years later, I can sit and meditate for 3 hours. Wide awake, or what they call, I think, beta state. Not asleep. I'm not completely like awake, but I'm like, I can hear everything around me. And I'm very present. The other aspect of this too is you can train yourself to meditate even while you're busy. even while you're busy. So while the storm, like that the tornado example, everything is swirling around you, but in the middle of that tornado, it's calm, and you can be the center of that tornado. Over time, if you learn how to meditate and self-regulate yourself, I'm getting somewhere with this because getting out of survival mode, all of a sudden, the answers will start to come to you. How do I stop working in a job that just pays the bills? How do I live a life that's more fulfilling? Oh, that's the reason why I keep linking up with the same type of females. They're not women now, females, right? I know how you guys think because we say the same thing as women. Oh, he's just a male when we don't like y'all, okay? But you'll be able to start, the solutions will come. And the truth of the matter is, this society that we live in, compared to our more indigenous roots, they call color people, CP time, right? CP time is real universally. Whether you're black, brown, it's universal. You know why? Because fundamentally, to the root, we're not confined or bound by clocks. We are, if you believe this, spiritual beings. And we feel energies, right? So, and in that type of environment where it's safe, where you can go to your brother, to your sister, hey, can you watch my child for a moment? I gotta cook for this party or this family, or I gotta get a haircut or whatever. In those types of communities, and you have the ability to create that amongst yourselves, and anywhere you go, what seems like it's not on time, it's always on time. Again, I'm getting somewhere with this, talking about getting out of survival mode. We all have to find a way where we are creating our own universe within this system that we're living in, because everything in this country is built off of competition, survival mode, et cetera, et cetera. Especially in DC. Nationally, though, why? Because at the end of the day, we are the descendants of our ancestors that built this system. So we're dealing not only with domestic violence in our families and in our homes, but a domesticated violence across the country. So I tell people fundamentally, if you can understand the fundamentals of domestic violence, you can understand all other forms of abuse. That's it. So with that being said, let's go to the next slide. Some of you are in the helping field, right? So what do we do when we know we're hurting while we're working with those that are hurting? Because we know that hurt people hurt people. Yes.
That's my favorite saying. What I've learned to, prioritize yourself, prioritize you in this work. Because we do this work and we help people manage so many different crisis situations, so many tough times. And, in working and helping individuals manage that, you take that on yourself, on top of whatever it is that you may be dealing with. So it's very important that doing this work, that you prioritize yourself, because if I'm not healthy, if I'm not whole, I can't help an individual. We'll be an example for an individual that's searching for hope. Prioritize yourself.
Absolutely. And hold your thought real quick. So back to, again, that survival mode piece. If you start incrementally with just 5 minutes a day, just shut everything down, don't look at the phone, turn off the music, 5 minutes a day, and build and work your way up in terms of mindfulness practice, right? Before you know it, that 5 minutes a day will turn to 10, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hours. Next thing you know, you'll be working on your own business plan because you were inspired by the time that you took for yourself, and you realize, gosh, I don't have to keep being in survival mode. I can find a way to take this investment and move it over here and start to get myself out of this rat race. or at least doing things that I just don't really want to do with my life for the rest of my life, right? See, a lot of times domestic violence kicks off, and we'll talk more about this, not only because of what we see in our families, but this thing called generational trauma. Because at what point did Black people ever get a chance to rest in this country? When have we rested? We don't. This has been going on for over 400 freaking years. When have we rested? And when we talk about trauma, that vicarious trauma, and some of it comes through genetically as well at the cellular level, keeps transferring from generation to generation to generation. So we've got to be the ones committed to breaking the generational cycles of trauma, of abuse, of violence, right? There's a way, regardless to what anybody says. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so this is like a word cloud, domestic violence, right? All the things that you can think of in terms of domestic violence. Next slide. Oh, before we go to the next slide, all right. So what are the different forms of domestic violence or domestic abuse? Mental, verbal, physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological, financial, sexual. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so mental, psychological abuse, those are one and the same. Emotional abuse, so verbal abuse falls under emotional abuse, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Spiritual abuse is a form of mental abuse. And what's the most common form of abuse? Like if you were going to abuse somebody verbally, physically,
mentally, yeah. Yes, verbally is the most, I would say number one.
right?
Emotional.
Give me an example.
I realize that we somebody just in the household.
Anywhere.
I realize it's a little bit. To me, it seems like emotional abuse when think about even in dating, people be just playing little silly games like, like little hard to get kind of stuff. It's honestly at its core sense of emotional manipulation, which kind of abuses, and it's so normal. But that's just one small way you build a whole relationship on that. It's crazy.
I feel like calling people out of their name. You so stupid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Another word I use too, but those, I think that's what most people do.
Okay.
Deflecting.
Deflecting. Okay. All right. Gaslighting. We're getting warmer. Fear, manipulation. That too. Okay.
More like. Yeah, more degrading. Degrading.
Degrading. Okay. Yes.
I will say, can you guys hear me? Yeah. I will say, I was brought up in a childhood of domestic violence. So as I understood domestic violence to me, it started mentally first because everything got to get put in motion with a thought. Once that motion comes with a thought, physically it can happen, verbally, all these other things will play a part, in that abuse. You got to think about it. And I always say this, the thought is the cause of it all. Once you think about it, that's when you manifest that verbally, emotionally, financially, and everything else won't play its part.
So, really great point. Everything starts in our mind, right? How we think. So that's fundamental. If you want to learn how to have healthy relationships, just think about how you're thinking in that moment. No other time, just in that present moment. So the most common way that domestic violence is perpetuated. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
So you said it started mental, right? But you physically saw something that gave you the thought to have a perception about what domestic violence was, right? You had to see it before you had a thought about what it was, because prior to you saying it, did you know what it was?
Let me ask you this question right there. I understand what you're saying. If my mind is not processing what I'm seeing, right? If I'm not giving it too much attention or attention at all, how would I know what it looked like? Everything is going to start there first. Exactly. So I just can't walk up to somebody and do some domestic violence. I had to think about it before I did it, right? So if I don't think about it, then I don't know what it is. That's to answer your question.
No, I was just saying, like, if I'm a child, right, in the house, and I know nothing about domestic violence, the only way I get the thought is from what I see. So I was just trying to correlate how the mental stuff, how it starts mentally, if I'm seeing it first.
Yeah, I understand, yes, I understand, so.
Environment nurtures things that you do sometimes you don't even think.
No, you're spot on, and I'm gonna answer that question. Yeah, I'm gonna answer that question, because I know you're on this one, yes, y'all are on this one. Okay, so here's the thing, you're right, when it comes to, children, because children are a clean slate, right? So yes, they are picking up. We've all done this. We picked up stuff from our environments, right? So absolutely. How the child processes that though, and that goes back to the thought, is going to determine whether they become a victim, whether they become an abuser, or whether they say, you know what, I'm going to make a decision not to do this. You have some kids, they're enlightened at a very young age. They have that spirit of discernment, like real talk. But then some, they pick up on stuff, that the conscience still, tells them, hey, this is wrong. But because of the environment, and they're so young and they're so innocent and they're so vulnerable, they can't fight off the influence. That's most of us. If we think about it, if you can think back to your earliest childhood memory and you saw something that was unhealthy, violent, think about it for a moment, Were there any warning? Did you get a feeling about that? Was it like something that said, this is bad, like a conscience or outside voice telling you, this is bad, this is wrong? So that's something for your journals. That's something for your journals, right?
Okay, so like, when I was growing up, my family, I was never told drugs and alcohol was bad for me at all. Because when my family got together, that's what consisted of drugs and alcohol. So me, my nieces and nephews that I grew up with, we imitated what we saw them doing. So it's like it was a bad feeling, but it was good at the same time.
Right. Yeah. And so these are the things that we have to be mindful of as we go along in this journey, because not everybody starts from the same place. Not everybody has the same experiences.
Each generation is different.
Well, I'm gonna make it even more micro, right?
Okay.
Every person is different.
True.
Every person, even if you're in the same family, grew up with the same parental structure, each person is different. They can be witness to the same incident, hear the same things, and have a totally different feeling or perspective on how that affected them. Ask me how I know. I got 3 children. And all of them have a different perspective on the same incidences that they've witnessed throughout their lives, collectively, because they're like my little rat pack. They're everywhere. If one went somewhere, both of them were right there. So we have to keep that in mind when we're talking about relationships. That's why we can't go in and assume. We don't have the right to force our will on anyone else. The only thing that we have a right to do is say, what's good for me? And make the decision whether we want to stay and work it out, regardless to what kind of relationship it is, co-worker, intimate partner, family members. Or we're going to work it out, we're going to move past it. We're going to move past it, or we're going to move on. Because too often we've been taught we have to control or we have to see the potential in someone and compromise our boundaries. That's not what healthy means. You can still love someone. It will hurt. It could hurt not being around that individual, especially for you guys, dealing with women, right? And at the same time, you have to put yourself first, fundamentally, because if you don't, it's going to only get worse. So, going back to DV, the most common tactic for domestic violence is lying. 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 Because if I can distort your reality, your perception about yourself, about your environment, about this person, about that person, about your situation, then I've been able to control your mind. Now I've got the controller. Now I've got the steering wheel. If I can get you to trust me enough, and I'll make you all the promises in the world, take you on a honeymoon, so to speak. We'll talk about that, the phases of domestic violence. Love bomb you, gaslight you, right? Then I've got you. So at the end of the day, when we're in our relationships, we just got to be authentically honest with ourselves. You don't have to lie to control somebody, because that is a form of domestic violence. Even if they don't find out, it's still a form of abuse. Because not all abuse is what? Physical.
I just want to ask you guys a quick question. Where do you think you get a lot of hurt pain from? Anybody answer that this question? Anybody know? Yourself. Yeah. Yourself. Yourself.
Having expectations of others.
Okay. All you guys' answers are great. But I always tell people, the things we get a lot of hurt and pain from are the things that we attach ourselves to. So it's important not to attach yourself to things and people, because people will hurt you and let you down every time. Be in a moment with that person. That's the best thing that you can do. Because the moment you attach yourself to them, and if something don't go, the right way or go how you plan, and now your emotions are involved. Then you get upset. So that is.
Not to be cliche, but I actually feel the same way. My ex-wife, we dated for a while, we were together for a little while. But I just feel like my life changed for the positive once I detached myself intentionally. And I had to literally separate myself from her. And then also the kids too. I had to kind of put myself first. Once I was able to remove her, even though I still go through the drama and everything. I still feel like I'm healthier. I can think more clear. I found myself. And sometimes I think should I have stayed in it? And when I think about the longevity I've gained, I'm glad that I made the right decision, even though it was difficult and it seemed selfish. It's just when you know enough is enough. As a man, you're I've done so much. What I've gotten from the relationship. The only thing I've gotten was, well, not only, but yeah, gave you the kids. But outside of that, it's there's no reciprocation instead of doing. Like when you said that you was working, doing everything for so long, you didn't know anything about what she liked, right? Same thing. You taking care of somebody from the time they're in college to their early adult, and you don't have you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and it's not enough, right? So once we separated, I was like, damn, I don't even know what I like to do. Didn't watch sports, didn't work out, nothing. So detachment is very difficult though. How do you detach though too? While hurting?
What helped me, I do a lot of praying, meditating, studying myself. It's okay to be quiet in the room. You don't need no phone, no music, nobody distract you. Meditate. I guarantee you, and how you know you meditate the proper way is when you lose track of time. If you're still getting distracted, you're not meditating. But we all get attached to things. Don't think that I'm not attached to certain things. I have just mastered them in a better way. That's it. I knew what was pulling me in. Nature's gonna urge you every time. You're gonna get tested every time. Because you're in this body. Well, peace. I love you all. I'll see you guys next time.
All right, thank you.
Now I was just gonna piggyback what you were saying about healthy relationships. Um, and I think one of the hardest things about like a healthy relationship when you're dealing with your significant other, right, is putting yourself in that vulnerable space. Right. And when you know it's really healthy is when you can take the criticism or I don't want to say criticism, that feedback from that woman, right? And not sabotage the situation as a result of her showing you your reflection, right? Looking in that mirror. I pride myself on being like a thorough stand-up man. But I can tell you, I swear to God, I've been married twice, right? Both my wives made me feel like a piece of shit at certain points when I thought I was the shit. You know what I mean? And as men, we are humble in that way, or we not open to being humbled in that way a lot of times. And that's when I knew I was like, if I could take this and I could really build, I was like, okay, this is what a healthy relationship consists of. Me being able to sit down and take that criticism, right, or that feedback and really work on ourselves. And I think that's what, as you matriculate in this process, right, as you become stronger men, one of the biggest challenges that we're going to face is when you wipe that mirror clean, really looking at that image in front of you and doing the work on that man. You understand what I mean? Yeah. I mean, that's probably one of the most challenging processes that we're going to go through within these 15 weeks is really looking at who we are and doing the work on that piece.
So, question, thank you. And hold your thought too. So I got 1, 2, and we're going to keep it moving, right? So, what's the name of the curriculum? Baobab, right? Baobab is a baobab. Is a tree. It's a tree. So let's think about it. What happens if a tree isn't, or any plant isn't watered, doesn't have the proper soil? It dies.
Or portion of it never grows.
Well,
yeah, a portion of it died. That's right. A portion of it died.
But it depends. It depends because eventually over time, depending on what it needs,
It will fully die.
It will completely die. Ask me how I know. I had a plant in my office that had no sunlight, okay, because it was an office on the inside, there was no windows, so on the inside of the building, the plant didn't die right away. It took that plant, though, about 5 months before it completely died, and I could not even add a drop of water to it for it to rejuvenate. And it's one of those vines where you just pluck it off and you stick it in some water and then it grows roots and it doesn't even need soil. So it depends on what the plant needs. But whatever that plant needs, because you have air plants that don't even need soil, right? They feed off of the light, they feed off of the moisture in the air. And that's how we all are. We are all not the same plant. We all need different things, different types of soil, different types of air, but whatever it is, it's in our makeup that if we don't get that, eventually we're going to die. Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all the above, which is what we call death. So at the end of the day, what we have to do now that we're older, and we're supposed to have grown like all these plants in nature, we've got to start identifying what is it that we need. Because when we met our significant other or others, we were not the same person on day 1 that we were by day 10. Not even the next hour after we met them. Because if we realize that life is ever changing and ever evolving, that means that we have to change and evolve with life too. And if we're not growing as individuals, if we're not feeding ourselves, we're not giving ourselves as these plants the right type of nutrients to know we are going to die, or we might become something so poisonous and so toxic to our loved one that we end up snuffing their life out. That's what we call weeds. So it all depends on what's your purpose in life, right? What is your ultimate purpose in life? Then you align that with finding the right type of partner, the right type of people to align yourself with, right type of organizations. Because if you don't understand your purpose, you're going to find yourself constantly in these unhealthy relationships. And so that requires growth, it requires personal development, it requires working through our trauma. If we've been through things in our childhood that are unresolved and we're looking for women to fix it or for men to fix it, that's not their job, right? So we need to really be honest with ourselves about where are we in life. I'm a daddy's girl. My father is my Superman. He was my only example as a man, though, because guess what? My dad protected me so much that he would not allow me around other men. My father never physically abused me, he never sexually abused me, but my father was a mental abuser. He was an emotional abuser. And I know where that comes from. Not only did he grow up during segregation and